The zip of my wedding dress was halfway up when the knock came. Not loud, not urgent, measured. I remember thinking how calm everything still was. The makeup artist froze. My mother inhaled sharply. My sister's reflection in the mirror didn't move at all. That was my first warning. When I opened the door, the white filled the hallway, my dress, the officer's gloves, the sterile politeness in their eyes. One of them said my name like it already belonged to a file. "Ma'am, we need you to come with us." I looked past them, down the corridor, and found her. My sister, standing perfectly straight, hands folded, face blank. She wouldn't meet my eyes. The charge was read softly: fraud, identity theft, emotional abuse. Words chosen to wound, not shout. I laughed once. It escaped me, thin and disbelieving. I was still wearing pearls, still barefoot, still scheduled to be married in 40 minutes. The cold metal closed around my wrists. My mother screamed my name. My fiancé tried to move forward. Someone told him to stop. And my sister finally looked at me. There was relief in her eyes. That was the second warning. As they led me out, the silk of my dress brushed the floor. It sounded like something being erased. I didn't cry in the car. I counted breaths. 4 in, 4 out. Rage is useless if you let it own you. At the station, the story unfolded the way she wanted it to. A long history of manipulation, financial coercion, forged signatures, messages taken out of context, screenshots without timestamps. She had built a version of me that fit neatly into handcuffs. They let me change out of the dress eventually. The fabric was folded, sealed in a plastic bag like evidence of a life that almost happened. When my lawyer arrived, her voice was careful. "Your sister's statement is detailed." Of course it was. She had always been good at details. Keeping score, watching quietly. I remembered things I had dismissed. How she insisted on managing parts of the wedding finances. How she volunteered to help with my accounts after my father died. How she cried the day I announced my engagement, but smiled too fast after. Denial is a reflex. It protects you until it doesn't. Sitting in that room, I understood something simple and corrosive. This wasn't sudden. This was planned. And worse, she believed it. Bail came. Silence followed. The wedding dissolved without ceremony. Guests went home with stories they would soften later. My fiancé stayed, but something in him shifted. Trust bruises easily when police lights are involved. I didn't confront her. I smiled when she sent messages asking if I was okay. I thanked her when she offered to testify on my behalf. Instead, I watched. I requested records, old bank statements, IP logs, metadata buried under her accusations. I hired a forensic accountant who didn't ask questions, just invoices. At night, I replayed our childhood. How she borrowed. Her charges accused me of crimes she was committing. That realization settled like ice in my chest. She had framed me using her own trail, assuming no one would ever look closely enough. People who think they're the smartest in the room stop checking the exits. The report arrived on a Tuesday. 37 pages. Annotated. Clinical. Every forged signature traced back to her device. Every transfer routed through accounts in her name. Every message edited, cropped, altered. I read it twice. Not because I needed to, but because finality deserves respect. I asked her to meet me for coffee. Public place. Afternoon light. Neutral ground. She talked about stress, about how hard everything had been for her, about forgiveness. I slid the report across the table. Didn't say a word. Her hands shook as she read. Color drained from her face in stages: shock, calculation, fear. "This isn't," she started. I tilted my head. A small gesture. Precise. She stopped. For the first time in my life, she had nothing prepared. "I already gave this to my lawyer," I said. Calm. Even. "And the district attorney." Her breath hitched. People nearby laughed, oblivious. "You filed false charges," I continued. "You committed fraud. You tampered with evidence." She whispered my name like it was a spell. "I was arrested in my wedding dress," I said. That detail stayed with them. Tears came then. Real ones. Messy. I watched without satisfaction. "I won't press you publicly," I added. "I don't need spectacle." Her eyes lifted, hopeful. "I'll let the system do exactly what you asked it to do to me." Hope collapsed. When I stood to leave, she reached for my wrist. I stepped back. No touch. No closure for her. Power isn't loud. It's permission withdrawn. The charges against me were dismissed quietly. Hers were not. Family stopped calling. Some apologized. Some didn't. I didn't keep score anymore. The wedding never happened. The dress was donated. I didn't ask where it went. Sometimes, late at night, I think about the moment she watched me being taken away. How she thought that was the end of me. It wasn't. It was the moment I stopped trying to be her sister. Now, when I pass a mirror, I don't see white fabric or handcuffs. I see distance. And distance, I've learned, is the cleanest kind of freedom.